I'm Shannon with Roswell Farmers Market and Seeds of Wellness. And so today I'm going to do a quick video on making compost tea. So compost tea you can use to spray on the leaves of your annual plants or on the water and soil. And you can do that one time per week. You can also use it during times of stress, or if you have a lot of pests in your garden, you can also use that as a preventative to spray in, as well as during season change. So one of the things that you want to start with is you want to start with a 5-gallon bucket. The 5-gallon bucket, that's very important, is you want to make sure that it says food grade on there. So that's very important because since you're going to be watering, your produce that you're going to use for your own needs, for cooking, for eating. So you want to make sure that there's no chemicals in your bucket. Next thing that you want is you want a good compost. And sorry, my pup's in the background, so you may hear him. So you want to get a good worm casting. One of the things with worm casting is if you go to your garden store, you want to make sure that the worm castings are not sealed in a plastic bag. Otherwise, your aerobic bacteria is going to die, and worm castings are living. So make sure that there are holes in the bag when you buy your worm castings, or of course you can collect them for your own needs. If you have a worm bin, then save those and use those. So you're going to need approximately 3 ounces per gallon of water. So I've got 3 gallons in this bucket, and it's filtered water, so dechlorinated water, very important. Use rainwater if you have it available. What I did, because I did not have any worm castings available that were ready to use from our worm bin, so what I decided to do was I went out in the backyard. We live in a wooded area, and I got a very dense, nutrient-dense soil that is filled with earthworms. So, you know, it's definitely, it's what I have that's best available. It's down in the valley, covered with leaves, so lots of compost material, so very nutrient dense. So I'm going to add approximately 9 ounces of soil into the water. And you would use worm castings if you're using worm castings. And then the other thing that you want to use is, I'm going to use a liquid molasses, an organic molasses, and you're going to add anywhere from a teaspoon to a tablespoon. So I'm going to go ahead and add approximately a half a tablespoon into the bucket. Just going to fill that up. And that just is going to kind of feed the good bacteria. Make sure if you collect soil, make sure that you don't have any earthworms left in there. I made sure to filter it out, pulled out all of the little earthworms and put them back into the soil. Okay. And then that's going to be just mixed up. You can mix it up with a stick or with your hand. Just kind of mix that all up. And this doesn't have to be covered, so you don't have to worry about covering it or anything. The next thing you're going to need is you're going to need a pump to aerate your mixture. I am using, just to kind of give you an idea, you can go to your local pet store. I'm using a fish air pump for circulation and oxygen. This has got 2 outlets, that way you can do more than one at a time if you have 2 outlets. And this one is a 60 to 100 gallon pump. Let's see that. So hey buddy. And you're going to let this aerate for about 18 to 24 hours, and then it will be ready to use. You can cut this tubing if you need to. Sometimes the pumps only have one hose, which of course you can clip it. This particular one came with two. So we're just going to fix that right on there. Okay. When you put the tubing down in there, make sure it goes all the way to the bottom, and you may need to get a light rock to put on the bottom to hold that down. So I'm going to find a light rock real quick and just to hold that down. Isn't that fun, just waiting for me to get back? So I just got a light rock, and I'm going to take it and just put it down on the bottom of the bucket. Put that right down there. And that's just going to hold the hose down there so it doesn't float up to the top, so it circulates all the water. You're pretty much set now. Plug it in, let it go for 18 to 24 hours, then you can use your compost tea from there. And you can keep it going and you can have multiple buckets at one time, and that's wonderful. So I hope you enjoyed this, and you're able to make some compost tea, and that way it reduces your need for whatever type of pest management that you use. This is a preventative method to keep your plants strong and help them stay healthy. Here, buddy. Want to say hello? Say hello, Rudy. Rudy. Come here. Yeah, yo. So Rudy was here helping me. So enjoy. Hope you have fun.